This is Fox 10 Talks. Good morning, everybody. I'm Ron Hoon. You see the fire that was raging away in one valley neighborhood this morning, and we are saying that in essence, this is like a warning for every homeowner that is out there now that we think we have a pretty good idea of what the cause of this fire was. So all of this unfolded, let's see, it was pretty late last night, say between 8 p.m. and midnight in that time frame, near 28th Street and Broadway Road. And firefighters report that they did have a pretty good firefight on their hands. We have Megan Tanter, who is with Phoenix Fire, joining us this morning. I'm going to bring you up right now. There she is, all set and ready to go. Megan, I guess there's one thing we learned from this fire that could be a warning to every homeowner in terms of what is maybe in your backyard, what's in your side yard, the steps you need to take to make your home have a defensible space. Tell us more about it.
Yes, that's correct. We do have issues with fires that start on the exterior of houses, whether it's vegetation or starting in a palm tree or a tree that can quickly extend into your house, getting into the attic space and causing a house fire. We always recommend that you keep your backyard, front yard area clean of vegetation. Cut brush and bushes back 3 to 5 feet away from your house. Keeping that area clean, dry leaves, dry trees can quickly cause a fire that starts on the outside to extend to your house.
You know, it's interesting because everybody who has a home up in the mountain country, up in the woods, up in the forest, whether it's in Show Low or Pine or Strawberry or Payson or Pine Top or Flagstaff, you name it. You know, if you're out there in the woods, the danger really is great to your home. And I think nearly all homeowners know they have to take those steps to make sure their home is defensible. But when you're living in a more of a, shall we say, a desert landscaped area, is it still a situation where every homeowner needs to maybe take a walk around the perimeter of your home every so often just to see where the fire danger might be?
Absolutely. It's very important to keep your area clean. It's not just about wildfires starting on the outside, moving into the urban areas. We have a lot of areas within Phoenix that have a lot of heavy vegetation, heavy amounts of trees. We do see when the winds, if it's an extremely windy day, that's when we forecast the possibility of fire coming from those areas that could catch a tree or a bush on fire. If it's windy, it's going to spread.
Yeah. Okay. So tell us just a little bit. We have this picture that was, hold on, I'm going to pop this up, this house fire picture right there, actually provided by you folks. How extensive was this fire? Because I understand it started in a tree in the backyard. How much of the home did it spread to? I'm trying to get a gauge just looking at what you saw on scene there. Looks like it may have spread to a pretty good portion of the house itself.
Yeah, just looking at the picture here, I see that there is a lot of vegetation in that front yard, meaning that there probably is a lot in the backyard as well. We also do have 2 trucks in that driveway, making access an issue. We do see in backyards, if there are multiple cars back there, disabled vehicles, excessive storage can cause issues for us back there. It looks like it did get into that attic space and started venting out through that roof. So it probably extended from that outside area into that attic space, that gable end.
Yeah, and maybe you could give us a little more of just kind of the 411, if you want to call it that, when the venting happens. To me, I understand that it's important that it be done, but it always seems like there is that element of danger for our firefighters who do have to get up on that roof.
Well, we do send crews up to that roof just for that purpose, to vent that fire, to come up and make that space below where the firefighters are working safer for them down there. It will help with visibility, and it will help get that heat from that house it helps that escape out of the roof. So we do that intentionally. We cut holes in that roof to make the space underneath better for those firefighters working.
Yeah, and then so I mean, what's the procedure in terms of making sure they're safe in a situation where you're up on a roof and you are trying to vent?
So the ladder captain will be sounding the roof, making sure that that roof is still tenable, that it's safe for them to be walking on. They have a procedure. They know the safe way up and around that roof. They're constantly pounding on that roof to make sure that they can walk on that and it's safe for them to be up there.
Right. Yeah. And we watch it, I mean, on an almost daily basis. So I guess the big takeaways here are take a little bit of time. I don't know how often you guys would recommend. Maybe once a year, maybe even more frequently. And maybe you don't, I mean, it doesn't have to be a big tree. It could literally just be an oleander bush on the side of the house, right?
Absolutely. We do see oleander fires. When it catches on fire, it quickly moves. We're not talking 5-10 minutes. We're talking within minutes. That whole wall of oleanders will be completely on fire. So we recommend that homeowners go outside. They take a look at what they have in their backyard, in their front yard. They cut back 3 to 5 feet from your house. Just make it easier that it doesn't catch on fire. If it does catch on fire, it doesn't extend to your house.
Syleste joins as well. Good morning, Syleste. We're live with Phoenix Fire. This is Captain Megan Tanter just talking about that fire.
Yeah.
And it's a warning to every homeowner out there.
Yeah.
All it takes is for a bush or a tree to catch fire. It could be as simple. By the way, Captain Tanter, do we know how the tree itself caught fire? Was this a barbecue situation, or have they been able to determine that part of it yet?
Unfortunately, I don't have the answer to that.
You know, Captain, a question for you, and you may have covered it with Ron off the top, but, we've had these, I just stepped outside, there's a little breezy outside, and I think sometimes we don't think about the fact that, let's just say it happened at a neighbor's yard or somebody down the street, those winds can then carry those embers, and you never know. So it's, do we know how that spread to the actual tree?
I don't know how the fire initially started, but I do know that it was close enough to the house that it caught that attic space on fire, and then now the house is on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a really good point. And Captain Tanner had told us a little bit about that early on. If it's a windy day, you need to be especially cautious.
Yeah.
You might have done everything you could do, but what about your neighbor?
Yep,
You know, if they
exactly.
don't have the defensible space around their home. All right, Captain, thanks very much for your time. And once again, great job on the part of Phoenix Firefighters.
Yeah, amazing work. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay, so coming up here in about, I'm going to wait until we get the high sign here from our producer Isabella and Trenton. But
Hey, Bells.
we have another Zoom call coming in.
Uh-huh.
This shocking story, Syleste, about a couple that was out for a hike. I believe it was on Saturday, just a nice day to go out for a hike. The next thing you know, they're getting assaulted by an armed couple
Yeah.
out on the hiking trail.
This was so scary and just the most bizarre that it actually happened. The way it happened,
Right?
and it's just so we also have a description of the couple that authorities are now looking for in Yavapai County.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And we want to pass some of that along while we're standing by. Okay, we're all set and ready to go. With the Yavapai County Sheriff's Office, got the commander on the line right now, as a matter of fact. Thanks for spending a couple of minutes with us. This is so shocking to people. I'm sure there were literally hundreds who are out on a pretty day up there in your county, up in such a nice part of the state, to realize that something like this happened. Give us some of the nuts and bolts as to when it happened, where it happened, and then what we should all maybe be aware of.
Absolutely, guys. I mean, if you can only imagine, you're out Saturday morning, you're going to go out for a nice hike, beautiful area. Granite Basin is just awesome. It's just surrounded by pine trees, nice big boulders. You're out there. You're going to have a nice stroll, a walk. There's plenty of people who are out there enjoying access to the public spaces. And then you come upon another couple who's out there, and they've got this big brown dog. and this dog is, kind of coming towards them. So they pause, stop, give some commands to the dog so that they don't want to get, bit or anything like that. And there's a small little verbal altercation that happens with the couple's dog and with the couple. And they basically exchange some words, and then the eventual victims in this case end up leaving and walking off to try and continue their hike and enjoy the rest of their morning. The dog turns around and comes back at them. After that happens, basically there's another confrontation. Commands are given to the dog to stop. And then the suspect, the male suspect, we describe him as basically he's tall, thin, in his late 30s. He's got some stubble on his face. He begins to assault the male victim, basically gets in front of them and the dog and jumps on top of him, delivers strikes and blows to the victim. Very disturbing, events. And then as the victim's female friend was there, she tries to go and intervene. Same thing happens with the suspect, the female suspect, and she's described as long blonde hair, black shorts, and about in her late 30s. She intervenes as well, and she starts fighting with the victim, the female victim. So basically what we have here is a fight, an assault going on, and then a brandishing of a weapon. And so the male suspect pulls out a gun, ends up confronting the two victims, and the victims immediately leave the area, which is what we want them to do. So very concerning, just a despicable act that occurred on the trails of beautiful Yavapai County.
Now, we're right up against a break. Can you stick with us through the 2-minute break? There's been a breaking development in the story, another story from Yavapai County, where an arrest has been made in a really shocking case of a pregnant woman on the side of the road. Commander Wick, can you stay with us a couple more minutes?
Absolutely.
Okay, and we'll be right back. After Syleste, it's time for the mystery camera.
Let's give it.
We still have a format we have to keep to, right?
The people have demanded the mystery camera.
Right? Okay, so here you go. Wow, good luck guessing that river, everybody, and the state it's in. You're going to want to stick with us. We're going to keep Commander Wick around for just a couple of more minutes after the break. All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Mystery Cam. We're getting some great guesses here. Darla Clapperton is saying it's Mississippi. DeYong is saying it's Georgia. I love RLS vids because all you have to do is get the state right. And he's like,
Right.
Louisiana somewhere.
Oh, look at him. Well, Sherry Nevada Pup said, I think I see an alligator. So she's thinking it might be Florida of some sort. B. Miguel says Louisiana.
Okay.
And Darla Nicole Clapperton says Alabama. So people are digging the South here. I'm going to go Florida with this one as well.
I'm tempted to go with Darren Lloyd. Oh, no, everybody. That's Tucson. Yeah. Just as green as it could be with the mighty Mississippi River accidentally flowing through Tucson. I don't know if it is the Mississippi or not, but it is one humongous river, and it makes me kind of think that, too. I guess you're going where?
I'm going to go Florida.
Okay, and I'm going to go Louisiana.
It does look very
Ish.
Louisiana-ish. Okay, here's the mystery cam.
One and all.
Rockport, Missouri.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, did anybody guess?
We had.
Patricia Randolph said, is that the Missouri River?
And Linda Monterth was jumping in with a Missouri guest as well. So thank you, everybody, for making your guesses today on the Mystery Cam.
Thank you.
We are really appreciative of the time we're getting today with the Yavapai County Sheriff's Office. You just heard that report of that couple that was out there hiking. Matter of fact, just to wrap that one up, now, this is Commander Kimbrell, by the way. Just to wrap it up, tell us again, as specific as you can, where it happened, and anybody who might have been out in that area, if they think they can help, what should they do?
Absolutely. We'd love you to be able, if you have any information, call us at Yavapai County Sheriff's Office. It's 928-771-3260 with any information that you have. This is Granite Basin Lake, beautiful area outside of Prescott. And basically it's a small lake with a lot of trails that go around, and they weave, and they're medium to, basically beginners type trail system. So there's a lot of people who could have been out there, and we do believe we're out there. So if they have any information, they can contact Yavapai County Sheriff's Office or Silent Witness at 1-800-932-3232. And the suspects, again, are described as a white female, approximately late 30s, long blonde hair, black shorts, and then also a male, white, late 30s, some stubble on his face. And the dog is described as a large brown dog. We don't have any breed specific, but it's a large brown dog. So if you've seen anything or have any information, please contact us if you're in that area on Saturday, September 6th, around 8:45.
Okay, let's jump into that other story. It was just breaking right before we went on the air at 10 a.m. here at Fox 10 Talks. There is a story that it's concerning. It really doesn't even seem to make sense, where a pregnant woman, is she left along the side of the road? How did she get there? It happened there in your jurisdiction, but my understanding is through great detective work, you've already announced that an arrest has been made.
Yes, absolutely. A very disturbing case. Basically, we had a pregnant female who was off the side of the road, and a report came in, and our deputies immediately responded. And when they get there to the area and you have a pregnant female who's injured on the ground with some pretty traumatic injuries, they first go to render aid to her and then start to figure out what's going on and why is she here, what could have happened. And so we immediately took care of her, got medical attention to her, and she was taken down to Phoenix for treatment. And then the detectives start their work alongside the deputies. And this is very important to get on it immediately, get all the information, get descriptions of anything that witnesses in the area may have, vehicles, suspect description. And that actually did occur. And so we got a white vehicle identified with some black markings on it. And then we had a male subject that we believed to be occupying that vehicle at the time. And through great detective work, extremely great cooperation with our community and our witnesses, we were able to determine a suspect and his identity. And we were then able to make an arrest on that incident. And thank goodness, the female, she is injured. She's in the hospital, but the unborn child is safe, and that's something that we pray for, and we love that happens here through great detective work and assistance from the community.
I'm glad you mentioned that she's okay. I think a lot of people were worried, how is she doing along with the child that she's carrying? How important is it when you say, a silent witness? And we say that a lot during our show, call silent witness. You can remain anonymous, but the relationship you have with the public is so important in terms of solving some of these crimes.
Oh, it is. It's one of the most important things. And that's us in Yavapai County Sheriff's Office and us constantly being out there, connecting with the community, whether it be in the community and proactive safety patrols, or it's at events and different things that we can be a part of so that they feel comfortable with us. But that's the biggest thing. I can't stress that enough, is our partnership with the community and getting information, and good information that we can turn around and use in an investigation. And like this one, as tragic as it is, we do have a suspect in custody, and we're going to keep going through that process with him.
Are you able to tell us, was that arrest made there in your area, in the Prescott area, or was that down here in the Valley with other law enforcement cooperating? What can you tell us about sort of the tail end of this?
So that was over in our eastern part of our county. Yavapai County's big county, 8,128 square miles. But we're kind of divided by a mountain, east and west. So that's over in the Rimrock area, in the Verde Valley side of Yavapai County. That's where the arrest was made. That's where the incident occurred. Over off of Beaver Creek Road in Rimrock is where the incident took place. And it was believed to be some sort of a domestic violence altercation with the female basically falling out of the vehicle or attempting to escape, and that's where she sustained her injuries.
Wow.
Commander Kim Brill, we appreciate your time and glad that case has already been cracked. We sure hope that getting this information out on the assault on this couple just out for a day hike, that we can maybe get an arrest announced fairly soon. Thanks again for your time.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay. Hope to chat with them again soon. Great job by law enforcement of that area. Celeste, we're going to shift gears just a little bit.
Okay. I like that shifting gears, though. Like a 5-speed, like a stick shift.
Right? Because I've been wanting to see. Did you happen to see?
Oh,
okay.
My goodness.
They put these gigantic American flags out there before a football game. And we're still trying to figure out how this guy got stuck as it was being rolled out. Thousands of times a year in stadiums, NFL and college, they roll these. I've never seen this before. That
was
guy
he
had to be so
supposed to be on the
embarrassed.
other side? Is that what happened?
So it was at the game yesterday at MetLife for the Jets and the Steelers. Jets, Jets. Steelers with a nice win for their brand new quarterback. I feel so bad for this guy. I still don't know exactly how it happened, but it qualifies as the most embarrassing moment of your life.
I think so. But, even more spectacular, Ron, if you go back to the video, look at the handle of the person who took this video.
Okay.
It's at Mom of Two Boys 99. This woman, I have a feeling she's taken plenty of videos of her sons doing this exact thing over and over throughout her life. Yeah. Because if you're raising a young man, they go through some hairy situations at times. So funny.
All right, we got one more from the ballpark, and then we're going to get into politics, everybody, because it was so rainy at a minor league baseball stadium.
Oh my!
That they did. They didn't roll out the flag. They rolled out the tarp, and these players turned it into a slip and slide.
This is brilliant.
Isn't this like your favorite video?
What was the groundskeepers? What were they thinking about this whole thing?
I'm sure they were. So this is in Worcester. The Worcester Red Sox, also known as the Woo Sox, decided they were going to wait out the rain delay by doing this on Saturday. Eventually, it just kept raining, and they finally said, that's it. We'll move it to a doubleheader on Saturday against the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders.
Very cool.
If you ask me, nobody had more fun than the Woo Sox.
The Woo Sox
themselves. Okay,
What's
let's
that?
get right on to the big topic this morning, which happens to be our poll question. President Trump posted this weekend that the city of Chicago is about to find out exactly what the Department of War really means. And so we don't know. It could be any day now that federal troops are called into this fight against crime. 62% of you say good. There should be a war on crime, whether Chicago wants one or not. By the way, we're going to Bella on the Dave cam. Dave's out today in about 30 seconds.
Well, technically, he's on assignment.
Oh, thank you. It's not vacay. Dave never takes vacay. 33% say bad. Why is he posting about a war in a city like Chicago when he wants a Nobel Peace Prize? And 5% say, I actually support the idea, but a post like this is ridiculous. Grab that QR code. Celeste, how's it looking on YouTube?
You know what? The numbers on YouTube. Let's take a closer look. How many votes does that say, Ron?
I think I see 54 votes.
54 votes.
And 44% say good. There needs to be a fight against crime. About the same amount, 46% saying bad.
You know what? That's not updated. Let me give you the updated number. I just clicked on it. We've got 317 votes.
Oh, thank you, Celeste.
Yes, just in the last hour.
Okay.
And let me give you a closer look. And this one pretty split. 49% say bad. Why talk war in Chicago while chasing a peace prize? 45% say good. Fight crime with or without Chicago's support.
It's literally 45 to 44?
45 to 49.
Oh, to 49.
Yeah,
okay.
very close, though. Very,
yeah.
very close.
Okay.
And 6% say, I support the idea, but a post like this is ridiculous.
Okay. So we are again up against a break. Don't ask me. But this is
again.
This is a commercial enterprise that we're doing here. Correct. We need to take a few commercial breaks now and then.
Yeah, we're trying to pay Ron's salary.
Yeah.
Ron, remember AI?
Correct. I was sweating that one. And then the guy goes right out there and reveals my salary.
Shame on him.
Yeah, I know it.
We'll be right back.
By the way, we do have an Ask AI segment today. Wait till you hear this one. It's all coming up in the next half hour. Yes, we have Isabella on the Dave cam standing by. There she is, everybody.
Hey, Belle.
That's right after the break here on Fox 10 Talks.
They were running the music. I thought we were late to the break, but we're early.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. It's 10:30 now, right on the dot. So, yeah, Dave is on assignment, and maybe he'll tell us all about it.
Yeah.
But he's kind of the streaming king of this whole company.
Yeah, so he is
Yeah.
chatting with the powers that be about the great work that's being done here with him and Bella.
Yeah. The problem he's going to be up against is they're going to want to take us nationally.
Probably.
Ron, Celeste, Dave, and Bella.
Yeah, they're going to want to take it. It's going to be syndicated.
Correct. And you guys can say, I knew them when. Okay, let's go to Bella on the, should we just call it the Bella Cam? For
Bella
goodness
Cam.
sakes?
Hey,
Here
Belle.
she is, everybody.
Hey.
You've been
Hello.
looking for people's reaction to our poll question.
Yes.
Celeste just updated on YouTube, already hundreds of votes. What are you seeing?
Yeah, well, on YouTube, it now says 316 votes. So just a lot of votes during the commercial break. DD1263 says, why does Trump want to start a war with his fellow Americans? Retrorama 3355 says, why is Trump overstepping and infringing on states' right and sovereignty? And then I00C says, it's called peace through strength. If you quell the crime, you don't try to live your life around the crime. Your second choice is in the answers, and that's downright ignorant.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you quell the crime, then you don't have to try to live your life around the crime. I suppose if you live in certain neighborhoods in Chicago, you might feel that way.
Maybe,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Good comment that just came up if you wanted
Okay.
one more.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
of course.
Says, it's from IOOC. President Trump is not overstepping anything. It is the Illinois government that is not doing what it is supposed to do.
Okay. By the way, you are officially now on the Bella Cam. Glenn, our director, just relabeled it.
Oh, nice.
So for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, my button says Bella Cam.
Perfect.
Bella Cam. All right.
Thank you.
And Bella's going to join us a little bit later here. Let's talk about ASU. And we'll talk about their football game later, Celeste.
Yes,
but
I know.
A big, that's a heartbreaker,
Boo.
but this is the opposite of a heartbreaker because they're making great strides. This story that came in this morning, they're researching ancient human teeth on the other side of the world in Africa, and they have unearthed over a dozen of them
Wow.
in their search for kind of the deeper history of humankind going back thousands of years.
It's pretty remarkable.
Take a listen to this.
What this shows is that it's not a simple story going from something like Australopithecus to something like early Homo. And it also tells us that on the landscape, again, this is sort of not a family tree, but it's more of a family bush, if you will. There was, in East Africa at this time, at least 4 different early human ancestors on the landscape.
Get this headline, Celeste. That what they have discovered, this ASU team, they think they might have stumbled across a whole nother age of human evolution dating back more than 2.5 million years.
Yeah, this is kind of like,
Wow.
this is where a lot of people are actually doing their scientific work right now.
Sure.
You know, and they believe maybe that they looked different than
So-
what we look like now.
Yeah. And so, if you're into, here's the way it all lays out. If you want to be in nursing or as a physician, if you want to be in journalism and follow our career path, and if you want to be in archaeology, ASU's the place to be.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. They
Right?
believe that I was just listening to a podcast over the weekend. They believe that some sort of asteroid hit the Earth like many millions of years ago
Okay.
and completely destroyed humankind. And that just a couple of people that were left, because if you look back in history, many centuries,
Yeah.
the way they cut the stones and built some of the like the pyramids, or look at the Mayans or the Aztecs, and some of the rocks are found from another location like thousands of miles away. They believe that there were different types of humans or different types of creatures that were living here and building these types of structures.
Isn't it amazing?
And so there's a lot of deeper research that's underground, like miles underground,
Right.
where they're finding other like whole cities that exist.
It's amazing. Okay, well, we need to stay in touch with those guys.
Yeah, we
this
do.
is really
We
incredible.
should have them on here.
Yeah, we should. Right.
Talk about
either that or they need to put us on a plane to Africa and we can report live from the scene.
I would love to go on a safari, Ron.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. All right. Hey, if you're a regular, on Mondays, we really enjoy getting our visits with Eric at TMZ. He's all set and ready to go. There's that smile we've all come to know and love. Eric, Howard Stern, I'm afraid he might have given a few of his listeners heart attacks this morning. What exactly did he do?
Yeah, so he's addressing all these rumors that, him and Sirius were not going to agree to a new contract, that he was leaving the show, that it was canceled, that he was being replaced, all this stuff. So he decided to lean into it and have his friend, Sirius host Andy Cohen, step in and pretend that he was taking over the show from him in a stunt this morning. And then Howard showed up and said it was all a lie. Robin's back, the gang's all together, and that he just wanted to poke fun at the media for, I guess, speculating on all these rumors that he was going to leave.
He's, isn't it remarkable? You look back at his history and kind of where he started. Do you remember that movie? What was the name? I don't even know.
Oh, of course. What was it?
The name of the movie that he was in. It was like how he came to be.
And he played himself.
Yeah, he played himself. And even though a lot of the interviews may not be like PC for children, when the longer you listen, you're like, he's a pretty good interviewer.
Yeah, and also like a lot of people, including, TMZ as a brand, they've evolved over the years. They've become more, maybe not PC, but have become more,
mainstream.
Mainstream, easily accessible to audience. More audiences can, tune into that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's definitely different from the days of the crazy stuff he was doing back in the early 90s.
Yeah, having like the Playboy models and stuff in the studio, like totally topless. Remember
Beetlejuice?
Oh yeah, that's right. I do remember that. It is wild though when you take a look. He was actually poking fun at the media, so it's he's using the opportunity, to drum up, I guess, a little bit of publicity for himself.
Yeah, he said he was sick last week and he was going to do this last week, but he decided to do it this week, and then he's back and he has a new contract and ready to go.
Hey, so the VMAs were last night, and I guess the red carpet attire, Celeste, was, I guess you could call it revealing.
Okay.
Stuff we can't really show, but you can probably go to TMZ and see everything you want.
I think you could pull it off.
Yeah. Well, we just have to get a bunch of permissions. But let me just ask you, out on the red carpet, Jessica Simpson showed up, and I guess the message from Jessica is she is single and ready to mingle.
Yeah. So we did a report, I guess a week and a half ago now. Her and Eric Johnson, her estranged husband, I guess we could say at this point, went to Vegas to see Ashley Simpson, Jessica's sister, start her residency at the Venetian. And they went together. They flew Southwest. They sat next to each other on the plane. They went to the concert together. By all intents and purposes, they seemed like they were back together. Like, why else would he go on that type of trip with her? So the speculation was that they were going to get back together, but Jessica made it clear last night at the VMAs that they are separated. She is single. She's looking for, I think she said Charlie Hunnam and James Franco for some reason. But yeah, she's back on the market, I guess.
That's very specific. It's like I'm looking for a Bradley Cooper and a.
Correct. Is this the way the Hollywood types do it now, Eric? They just put the list out there in public and wait to get a DM?
I want to know where her list is from. I feel like her social media hasn't updated since 2012. Like, where's Austin Butler, Jacob Elordi, Michael B. Jordan, like somebody other, not James Franco.
Hold on. And did you also say that she was on a Southwest Airlines flight?
That was part of the weirdness of the story as well. They were just sat up and coached next to each other. Obviously, Southwest only has one, but they were like just in the middle of the plane, sitting next to each other on a Southwest flight. I will say Southwest flights are, from just knowing the airport she was at and going to Vegas, that's like the flight you take, but there's a private jet that leaves there as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's so fascinating. They are working so fast on that bullet train between LA and Vegas.
Yeah.
I think, Eric, I don't know if you're following it, give them another maybe 2 years and everybody's going to be taking the bullet train.
Yeah. I like the drive there and back, though. It gives you time to process what you're about to do and then to deal with your sins on the way back. So you can process those before you get home, too.
Hey, what happens in Vegas? Come on, Celeste.
I don't know. Maybe they can also bring a priest on board and build a little confession closet.
There you go. All right, Eric, as usual, great stuff. We love your Monday visits. Have a great day,
Happy
buddy.
Monday, guys. Thanks.
Okay.
I just love that idea that she was on Southwest. I think it's so cool.
It is so cool.
Because it goes to show you that you never know who you're going to be sitting next to.
Right.
And let's just say, Ron, you jumped on a flight. I know you don't fly Southwest. We do.
Oh, I have. I certainly have.
But you sit down in a random seat. It's like you're not, you get to pick a seat before you purchase your flight.
Sure, now you do.
And
right.
well, in January.
Yeah.
And when you sit down, you're like, oh, hey, you look familiar.
Uh-huh.
You know?
This is how Celeste meets like half of her new friends.
Hi.
Is on a Southwest
you
flight.
Look familiar.
I fly more Delta, but after my whole experience that I shared with you a couple of weeks ago at the Minneapolis airport, I don't know. Anyway, Celeste, before we go to break, I know you're going to be excited about this. We are going to quiz you on the world's most famous statue.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the statue of David, carved by Michelangelo. Ready? Here we go. So that's the statue. Now,
why did we have to blur anything out, Ron?
I don't know what that is on the camera lens.
This is art, Ron.
But so as not to shock anybody at home, I actually took that picture when we were in Italy. Gosh, it's been 7 years ago. We were in Rome and we took the train up to Florence. And so here, Celeste, now, I think I have another picture from a little farther away. You can see how humongous the statue is. I thought it was going to be life-size. That guy is 17 feet tall. So everything on him is much larger than you would otherwise anticipate.
That's why we had to blur things out.
So, Celeste, here's your question. This is like question of the day. Ready? It was on this day that it was unveiled in a plaza outdoors in Florence in what year?
Oh.
Yeah.
In
just
what
throw
year?
out, I don't know, 1961, 1882, 1708,
I'm
whatever
going to
you
go
got.
like 1754.
Okay, 1754.
I don't know.
Let me just check here. Let me go back to our picture. I can't give it to you, Celeste. 1750. You're only off by 250 years.
When was it?
It was on this day in the year 1504.
Wow, way back when.
Yeah. And by the way, yes, if you wondered, there were people who were so upset about the revealing nature of the statue. Supposedly there were riots in the streets of Florence.
Wow. In the year 1550.
1504.
1504.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, it is probably the world's most famous statue, and it's an incredible work of art. I will tell you that.
It is.
Okay, so already it's time for another break, but we'll be right back after this on FTT. Well, as it turns out, the photos that I took 7 years ago of the famous statue,
Right.
the David statue, getting all kinds of chatter from our beloved loyal fans in the chat box.
So
Celeste.
we talked about the fact that he is 17 feet tall, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
So that explained a lot about how big his body parts were, like how big the arm is,
Yes,
or the leg,
The elbow,
his big
the nose,
his
the
big
toes.
his hair curls. And so Dave Brousseau said explains the blurring because we have blurred out a portion of the statue.
Right.
Rob Hernandez says, "Come on, Celeste, if you're not going to show the VMA red carpet, you can't show that." Dave Brousseau said, "Celeste disappointed by the blurring." And Jen's Wall, I love your comment. She said, "This is my kind of art."
Well, there you go. I mean, it's amazing to me that it has that particular statue has been
Yes.
around for, I mean, that's 521 years.
Yeah,
to
15.
this day that it was unveiled outdoors in the plaza. By the way, how many years before they said, with the rain and the wind and the hail and the occasional snow, maybe we should move it indoors? Do you think that was within a year or two, or how long did they wait till they put him in a museum and he's in that very same building today?
Yes.
What's your guess there?
I'm going to go 1800s.
No, I mean okay. So from 1504 to 1800, like 300 years.
Maybe he was outside.
Yeah, that's a pretty good guess. 269 years after the unveiling,
Okay.
they put him in the museum.
1769, 1773.
1770. I think that is
Three,
correct.
yeah.
73.
Isn't that the
we
year?
are well known for our math skills on the streaming
Well,
show.
if you think about it, okay,
Yeah.
so let's say that was out. This is in France, you said?
Italy.
Italy, sorry.
Italy.
Very similar. No, I'm kidding.
Florence,
It's
right?
not.
Yeah, no.
Florence in Italy.
Uh-huh.
But if it had been outside, think of like it would have been in the middle of like all kinds of different protests and riots and wars that the world has experienced.
Gosh, yes.
So it
right?
really has been protected inside. Like think of all the other pieces of artwork and things that were destroyed in World War I and World War II all across
That's
Europe.
a really good point, Celeste.
So
and
it's
now, of course, they're able to charge admission.
Yes, they
Yeah,
are.
it's a profit center.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it truly is. Of everything in Florence, I think it's what it's the most known for.
Yes.
Anyway, weren't you so happy to see the Cardinals win yesterday?
Oh, yes,
I was too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good way to start the season.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is they had a little conundrum going there on which quarterback. Both of their quarterbacks, number 1 and number 2, Tyler Shuck, played his high school ball here in the Valley.
Yeah.
Spencer Rattler, who got the starting job, played his high school football here in the Valley. We've become quite a center, not just for quarterbacks, but for football players now in the NFL.
Absolutely. We were just talking about, I mean, in the NFL, of course, you have Brock Purdy. He came out of the East Valley.
Yep.
But we were also talking about your Huskies this morning. Desmond, who's a receiver for the Huskies.
Desmond Roebuck.
Yep. He
Arizona
played.
kid.
Yeah, he played at Marana High School down just north of Tucson. Big Tucson turf kid.
And our quarterback for the UW Huskies is from Basha High School.
Oh, really?
DeMond Williams.
Wow.
And he had such a great game. And I mean, we're excited. We're just excited that college football is here. I love my Huskies. You love your Devils, Celeste. I just could not believe, however, that one bad play, it's really all it was, because it was back and forth the whole second half. One bad play on defense with less than a minute to go, and it cost them the game. And for that, you drop them all the way out of the top 25?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Come on.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things I think. ASU beat Mississippi State here at home last year.
Yep.
Very close, too. That was a close game.
Yeah.
And this was a close game. Playing in the South, I think, is a whole different animal. And I could not get over, like, I was in the kitchen grabbing, like, we went out for Chipotle that night, and I was taking it into the room because we had all kinds of football, soccer games, things like that, traveling. And so I couldn't imagine, like the cowbells. You could hear it in the other room
It was
coming
so
off the
annoying.
TV.
You know what it sounded like? Like they were putting a microphone up to like 10,000 crickets.
Yeah,
That's what it sounded like on TV.
It
right?
did. It sounded like they had a boom mic up near like the student section. And so imagine what it was like for Sam Levitt on the field
right.
trying to I saw him a couple times like clap the ball and wait for the center to hike him the ball. And you could see, you're like, is that planned or not? Because there was like a hesitation because maybe it's so loud, like they couldn't even hear each other.
And there was once or twice that a lineman moved because you just can't hear yourself think. But when it comes to the Cardinals, a great victory. We went out to a sports bar, and it was interesting to hear some of the comments, particularly this one guy that you're going to hear right here saying, you know how we like to, we don't, but the talking heads in sports media say this such and such a coach is on the hot seat.
Yes.
Well, now this guy said, I'm putting Kyler Murray on the hot seat. It's time for him to have a good season. Check it out.
Depends on Kyler Murray, brother. I'll be honest. He's the captain of this team, and I hope it's a good year for him. I really do. I'm a fan of him. Just he has to come through. There's no questions, no excuses.
Oh, that's a very bold stance.
That guy sounds like he could be a future coach right there. No questions, no excuses. You get out there and win these games for us.
Well, maybe he is. Maybe he's a coach for like Pop Warner or something. We don't even know.
Maybe so.
Rod, do you agree with what he's saying?
I've always felt like Kyler Murray is a superstar talent, but he has to have the protection of the offensive line. I know Coach Gannon realizes that, and they've been building out the offensive line. In past years, pre-Gannon, it wasn't that way, and he was scrambling on every other play, and I felt bad for him. Now that he's got the pieces around him, I think it does put more pressure on him.
Well, and I think if you have good receivers, like Marvin Harris Jr., right?
Yep.
So if you have some good receivers, you can just throw it up. If you can't, you're like, hey, dude, you got to go far, got to go long, whatever you want to call it.
Go long. Ladies and gentlemen, probably our most asked for and delightful segment here on Fox 10 Talks is Let's Ask AI. And so we are going to ask AI a question. Here's the backstory. Ready? There's a lady. This is so viral on social. She's fed up with whatever the airlines are trying to charge nowadays just to get you some food. She's fed up with those little tiny bags of chips that are like not even 1 ounce. You're like, look, I paid $350 for this ticket. Can you not give me like at least a 4-ounce bag of chips or something?
Yeah.
So here's what she does, Celeste. She gets on the plane. She makes her own meals.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah. Well, she has been seen making gnocchi or gnocchi. Like pasta. On the flight.
Gnocchi.
And she posts it on TikTok, and it's gone totally viral. Some people are like, with the prices these airlines are charging.
I got to look this up real quick. Okay. So does she have a hot plate with her or something?
I don't think so. I don't think you could get that into your carry-on. You look it up, Celeste, and I'm going to ask our friends over at her name,
Pasta Enthusiast. Her name is Katie Brooks. Can be seen making gnocchi from her plane seat at 30,000 feet.
Right.
It says that she posted on the TikTok account Buona Pasta Club.
Okay.
So for those of you who don't know what gnocchi is, do you know what it is, Ron?
No. It's kind of like
it's made out of potatoes. It's a bit like a potato pasta gnocchi. But so anyways, it's on TikTok, and this is hilarious. So she's making for the pasta club, and would you do that, Ron?
Make a meal?
Yeah, make a meal.
So, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to ask AI. You can ask your guy too. Ready, Celeste? As long as he's through flirting with you. Hello, are you there?
Hey there, I'm here. What can I help you with today?
If I were to make a meal on a plane, like on a 737 or an Airbus, because I'm really hungry, what would be the kind of meal I ought to make?
On a plane, especially on something like a 737 or an Airbus, you'd want something that's simple and doesn't require much preparation. A sandwich or a wrap could be a good choice. Easy to put together and not messy. You might also consider prepackaged snacks like nuts or fruit to keep things simple. What do you have on hand right now?
Let's see. I have some salami. I have some Gruyere cheese. I have 2 pickles that I haven't sliced yet. And I have some very old hot dog buns that might be expired.
You've got some great ingredients. Here's a
No, go ahead. What was your idea, pal? Gee whiz. You can't cut these people off. Okay, Celeste, do you want to ask your guy real quick?
By the way, we are getting some comments in the chat. So,
Okay,
so she doesn't heat the noodles. She's just, she has a bowl. She's putting the flour,
Right.
the water, the egg, and then she's making it with her hand in the bowl. And then cutting it up. She has a window seat on the plane.
But it smells, but at least she's not like trying to burn it.
No.
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
so there's no hot plate or anything, because I think that would be a brilliant idea, actually.
Why don't you ask your AI guy? I can't wait to hear this dude. If you were with us last week, he flirts with Celeste more than answers the questions. We only have 90 seconds, Celeste.
Oh, geez.
What would be the best meal to make on a plane?
Okay.
That's what you want to find out from him. Ready? Here we go.
Hi, how are you?
Hey there, I'm doing great. Thank you. How about you?
I'm doing great. I'm about to take a flight on a 737. I'm going to be flying at about 30,000 feet in elevation.
Okay.
What would be the best meal to make on the plane?
That sounds exciting. In-flight meals can be a bit tricky since you want something that tastes good even at high altitude. Something light and flavorful, like a salad with some protein, or maybe a sandwich with some fresh ingredients would be great. Avoid anything too heavy or spicy and you'll be good to go.
Would it be weird if I used a hot plate on a plane, like to cook my meal if I wanted a grilled cheese?
That would definitely be a unique choice. Most airlines have strict safety regulations about using any kind of cooking appliances on board, so it might not be allowed. But hey, if you're up for an adventure, you could always prepare it before you board and then enjoy it at altitude.
I love that guy. He has such a great sense of humor. Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so at least they're open-minded, these Chat GPT.
Yeah.
And which one do you use? Is that
I use just Chat GPT.
oh, with a different guy?
Yeah, with a different guy.
I'm looking around for Anita, everybody. I don't see her just yet, but I do see Steve Nielsen. So the big 11 o'clock hour is coming up.
It is.
I think you're going to want to stay tuned for that for sure. But Ask AI once again has come through. Think of all the great
fun.
content we had for you guys today.
I know, and plus we helped you steer clear of the security and police on the plane. You cannot take a hot plate on a plane and make a grilled cheese. So make the grilled cheese before.
Yeah.
And Jenswall says she loves that voice.
I even wonder about his idea of making a salad. First you put the lettuce out, then you sprinkle the cheese.
What if you bring the bag salad?
That's maybe the way to go.
And a rotisserie.
Time for a break. The 11 a.m. hour with Steve and Anita next on FTT.
Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome back in.
Happy Monday. How are you?
We can skip that. It's a man. What is it? The Bengal song? Just another Manic Monday.
It is very much a Manic Monday.
Tell us your story, Steve Nielsen in for Ty.
My Manic Monday started wonderfully. Everyone should know how much I love my children.
You have 3.
I've got 3.
3.
And,
how old?
6, 4, and 1. And God bless that 1-year-old. She is our hope and our prayer to be a good listener and well-behaved. And
you know what's
Nettie,
not going to happen?
Nettie, we need you. The oldest, who I love dearly, just a constant troublemaker.
He is?
Oh, yes.
See, I never, and I've known you for how many years? I've never thought him to be the troublemaker. I always
Campbell,
thought,
the middle
I always
one,
thought
yeah.
your middle girl was the troublemaker.
She is a good instigator. Cormac loves to go along for the ride.
Okay.
So I don't know what happened exactly, but I do know I came out to like my tool desk area and stuff in the garage.
Cormac was in the garage unsupervised.
He must have been for at least a couple of minutes because everything that was on my tool bench and stuff was all moved around and scattered around. I thought,
Can he reach?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. So I thought, let's, there was nothing dangerous up there. I'll talk to him about it, later on. You can't be, doing that by yourself without me there. And then, so I dropped them off at school and I come back and I've got flat tires.
How many?
Just one, thankfully, but the other one, who knows? Because I found multiple nails on the ground in the garage where I was parked. So.
Did you feel, hello to everyone at home.
Hello.
Good morning to you.
Yeah.
Did you feel when you were driving over the nails?
No, they were little tiny nails that just did enough
gosh.
damage. And then all of a sudden you're pulling away from the school and that air pressure monitor thing on the car is like 32 and then it's 27 and then it's 22 and you're like, get home now, hurry up.
So what'd you do?
So luckily my wife and I, we've got a backup car.
You do?
We've got a 20-year-old backup car. Love this thing. It's an old Jeep Grand Cherokee with 200,000 plus miles on it, totally rusted out from its time up in New England. Love this thing though. It's the easiest car in the world to work on. There's a ton of space, easy to replace parts, and it's worth nothing. I mean, it's just
Which
worth
is why you keep it?
nothing. Yes, when we bought her new car, I was just like,
let's just
keep it as kind of this bonus car.
So where
it's
do you
like
park
nothing to register it, nothing to insure it. We just park it in the garage or in the driveway. There's a space in the driveway for it, and it has come in so much handy. Whenever there's a flat tire, car battery dead, issues like that, you just jump into the old beat up car over there.
It's actually a really good idea if you can afford that.
If you can afford it, yeah. Luckily, we can afford it because we never.
It's paid
It was
off.
just already there.
Yeah.
So we could probably sell it for like a couple $100 maybe, and I'd rather have that than a couple $100. So
you took that in.
I took that.
Deal with the
it's
tires.
in our parking lot here. I don't know what I'm going to deal with the tires because we have a job too. So I don't know, a week from now. So you're going to be seeing me driving around in that old rust bucket for a little while.
You're not even in a hurry. You're like, I don't care.
I'll figure it out.
I'm over it all. Forget it. Okay.
How you doing?
I'm just, I don't know. I feel very frantic today for some reason. I don't know why.
That's
just it's at Manic Monday where you just feel frantic.
It's contagious
and at home, do you guys like Mondays? I mean, how is everyone feeling on this Monday?
Mondays can be a little stressful getting everyone to school because there's just a couple more things I've got to bring to the kids for school. So
your wife works mornings. She's also a reporter for another station.
We don't name that station, though.
Absolutely
it doesn't
not.
exist.
But we have to give her the kudos for being the working mom. And then she does the pickup.
She does
later.
pick up. I do drop off. So I'm solo dad in the mornings. And there's just a few more things you got to gather for school and stuff. So
Mondays I try to prep
tough.
Sunday night for Monday. But I feel like for me, sleep is hard Sunday to Monday because you stay up a little later Friday. Like 7 instead of 6, a little later on Saturday.
What's the alarm clock for you on Monday?
1:20 a.m. is the first, 1:40 a.m. is the second.
That is an illogical time.
And I cannot hit snooze at 1:40. I have to get up.
And people do exist at this time.
I don't know. I don't talk to them. That's why I get up so early, because I won't talk to anybody.
Is there anyone on the roads on your drive in?
Well, I don't drive in that early. I get up. And I read my devotional. I have coffee, and then I get on the treadmill for half an hour.
God
and that's where
you.
I'm reading the news,
Yeah.
catching up, maybe watching some national stuff.
Love it.
Because then that gives me an idea. And then also, I'm just waking up so that when I walk into work and everyone's like, hey, good morning. Hey, we have this. Hey, good morning. We have that. Then I'm like, I can be pleasant.
You're adjusted and ready for the day. Newsrooms take a village of all different types of people. We need people like you who are prepared, who have woken up.
I didn't say I was prepared.
They are ready to go for life.
I just said I'm not going to be grouchy the first 10 minutes that I'm here. That's the whole point. I just want to, you know, I need it. The older I get, the more time I need to just do stuff.
Yeah. We're there. We're doing stuff now. Do you feel like you've gotten into it?
No.
No.
I want to go home. I'm just kidding. Hi, Belle. Thank you. Okay. Well, we are not going to talk about our first story after all.
We're going to skip it.
We're going to skip it. See, this is how things happen.
This is how things happen.
We had a story prepared for y'all, but you're going to have to wait until later.
Yeah. Sounds good. Do you want to talk about this boil water notice going on in
You like this.
Meadview?
You're really into this story.
I'm into this story. So because of the storms, it's a rural part of Arizona, Meadview or Medview. I'm not sure which one it is.
Chime in, folks at home. How do you say it? Do you know anybody out there?
That'd be wonderful if someone knew. So they've got a boil water notice going on, a precautionary boil water notice because of all of the storms they've had, the water, all of that. They're just worried that there might be some contaminations in the water.
Meadview. Meadview is what it says.
Well, thank you very much.
Meadview with the emphasis on the first syllable and view sounding like a view.
Meadview.
Meadview.
Meadview. Meadview.
Yeah.
So they've got this boil water notice going on. I've always found this really fast. Have you ever been under a boil water notice before?
No, I have not.
So living in New England, we had them all the time.
Really? I wonder why.
I think it's just the water system out there is so old. When they first installed it was, 100 plus years ago. Our water systems out in the valley here are all like 20 years old practically.
Right. I have to go back. I'm sorry. And I have to say, not to stop you.
Yeah.
But Linda says, I don't talk when I first get up either. It takes me a while to focus. Amen.
Respect you, Linda. Yeah,
Thank you.
respect on
Okay,
that.
I had to throw that in because now I'm starting to focus.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Focusing with the distractions. I like it. So I've had to do this before, and basically I've always just treated it as, cool, water's not a part of my life for this extended period of time.
So when they say it's a boil order that you should boil your water, is like everything?
That's typically for like drinking and everything like that.
Well,
but you could still theoretically shower in it.
And be okay.
But that all depends on what type of boil water notice it is. And they can kind of give those local guidelines on those recommendations there. But the key thing is don't drink it. Don't brush your teeth with it. Those sorts of things. And I just go and get water bottles. I can't. I don't know anyone who actually boils the water. That feels like so. And is that just a part of society at this point where the idea of boiling water feels like it's going to take too long?
I don't know. It depends on if you have gas or electric.
It's a real hassle, though, for the people that are out there right now.
This is all a result. The Mojave County Emergency Management says this is damage from Saturday's storm. May have contaminated the water supply. Agency recommends drinking bottled water, boiling the water first at least for 3 minutes before using it. Joshua Valley Utility is working to make repairs as quickly as possible, but we don't have an estimated time for all of that.
You never know how long it's going to take with all of those things.
Perhaps people who live in the Meadview area are used to it the way you were.
Yeah,
and maybe that's something that happens often there, so they're not too very worried about it.
Yeah.
Mike Fernandez says it's good to pay attention to what's going on with the boil notice. If something like that ever happens in your local area, at least you'll be familiar with what that means. And I think that's true. That is true. We always have to pay attention to what's going on everywhere.
Part of what we do here is there is an importance to what we do with just getting out those specific things. Like, I know people always get upset when you've got like a tornado warning going on or something like that, and you have to cut into a sporting event. And it's like, well, I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, there is a responsibility here. And I think boil water notices fall under those important kind of guidelines like that.
We also wanted to talk about some new stuff, those wildfires in LA. It's been over a year now. Has it been over a year? When was that?
9 months now. That was back in January when that happened.
You headed out there to cover these wildfires, which were
unreal,
devastating.
I have no words to really explain the scale and the scope of neighborhoods not just being burned, but just nothing left, nothing. So LA Times did an investigation on some of the companies that are doing the cleanup efforts there. there's this case up in Sacramento about these companies from other wildfires that they have done. And
are they calling in the same company? Is that pretty much?
Yeah, it's a lot of the same company. It's a really specialized skill to be able to do this cleanup.
And I do have to say, there are a lot of people still talking about this. Let me move my Grammy sweater here.
It's cold in here.
Well, there are a lot of people who are still talking about this, and I think this could be politically, I guess. Some of the comments motivated, but you hear people saying, why aren't we rebuilding it? There have only been like 100 permits that have been issued to rebuild, and people want to rebuild.
They want to rebuild and get going.
They want to clean up.
The problem is, and I'll say this from my firsthand there, is the toxicity of the area. I mean, we talk about how bad those electric vehicle fires can be. There were hundreds and hundreds of those EVs that were incinerated.
Well, I know you were wearing a mask because you couldn't breathe just standing in the neighborhood.
And it really affected my lungs. I saw a pulmonologist after just to make sure that everything was okay and stuff, just because I was nervous about what I was breathing in, because it's not a typical wildfire. It's household chemicals that are all burning out there. I will say, Army Corps of Engineers, they're way ahead of schedule on this. They were hoping to have that cleanup done by sometime in 2026. They're getting pretty close at this point, they feel like, to that cleanup. But yeah, this whistleblower is saying these companies, they've got a history of leaving behind toxic contamination, mismanagement, overspending. And also part of that lawsuit, again, this was for previous wildfires. There was an audit that was done of those areas from those previous wildfires that showed that there was some level of issues there. Those companies, they've responded saying, yes, there were some issues that we've had in the past, but we're moving forward with this. We feel good about what we're doing right now. So interesting thing to keep following.
What's interesting is the allegation of leaving behind the toxic materials, when that's exactly what they're being called in for, is to clean all that up. You don't want to be rebuilding over that, because speaking of the water, right, the boil notice, that gets into your water.
Absolutely. Oh, it creates huge, massive issues. And if you want to build a new house on that land, you want to make sure every square inch of that property you're building on. And you got to think, if there's a place in this world that's going to have tight regulations to make sure that land is safe to build, it's probably going to be California.
You would hope so, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we have about a minute left, then we're going to head to break. We've got a couple of different talkers and a couple of guests coming up in the next half.
How you feeling? Have we moved past Manic Monday now? Have we gotten
you've
into...
helped calm me so much.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
I'm not sure that's true.
Do you want to tell me a joke, a Monday?
Oh, a Monday joke.
You have good dad jokes.
Ooh, I'm not sure I can just come up with one, though.
Steve.
It's always...
Steve.
Oh, boy.
For those of you who don't know, Steve does a little bit of improv.
I do improv, do a little stand-up, too, from time to time.
You have nothing? You have 10 seconds.
I got nothing.
Nothing?
I got nothing for you. I got to save it for the shows.
Weak.
I'm getting shamed over here. Come on.
Oh, man.
It feels like I'm doing stand-up right now.
We'll be right back, everyone.
Come on, Trenton.
Okay, well, come on in. We have some very, very wonderful guests joining us today. And this is an absolutely amazing organization. It is called the
Scully Learning Center.
Thank you very much, as I'm trying to find it, because it is amazing. Tell me what Scully Learning Center does, Chris.
So my name is Chris. I'm the president of the Scully Learning Center Foundation, and we provide enrichment activities for developmentally and intellectually disabled adults in the Cave Creek, Carefree, and North Scottsdale area.
That is so vitally important. And it's something I think most people have no idea goes on in their neighborhoods, and it needs to be going on.
It does. There are very limited programs and resources for that branch of the community. And especially in Cave Creek Carefree, there are limited transportation services. So they're sort of isolated from the city of Phoenix. You know, if you live in Phoenix, you can take a bus, you can do more. Living out there, there really wasn't a viable program. So the founder, Paula Scully, was a retired school teacher. She realized the need and started the program about 15 years ago.
So, Chris, how does it work? Is this a Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 type of program?
It is not. We do, it used to be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. As the individuals have sort of grown up, they needed it more initially right out of high school. You know, they're used to a structure. There was, you know, a lack of programs provided, so she provided that structure they were used to. Now we do, you know, an annual holiday party. We still do a lot on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We do art events. We have a kiln at the art studio. So we've done ceramics. We do gardening. We do all kinds of programs. But there is no structured schedule at the moment. A couple of years ago, and I have Maura here. Maura is the parent of 2 of our participants, and she can tell you her story. But a couple of years ago, Maura is a widow. Her husband died about 12 years ago, which is right about the time we met her daughters. And when Maura became ill a few years ago, she was hospitalized for 6 months.
Wow.
Maura had nobody to take care of her 2 daughters. So
That's terrifying.
The state will provide housing because they meet the need and they qualify, but they wouldn't guarantee they could stay in their community. They couldn't guarantee siblings who have never been separated and can't fully process what they would be going through. They couldn't guarantee they would stay together. So we shifted our focus in 2023 to raising funds to build a group home to house this community.
Let's talk a little bit about your situation and your daughters, and then we'll talk more about the housing and then this big fundraiser you have coming on. Nice and loud for us, more, please.
Okay. Kathleen is my biological daughter. Tim was adopted. They're 37 and 34. And everything was going fine. We promised until my husband passed away 12 years ago. And all of a sudden I realized there's nobody left. I am the youngest in the family. There is, a few cousins over in Ireland, and that's about it. So there is nobody once I'm gone. And then a couple of years ago, I became very ill with my heart, Parkinson's, various, everything seemed to hit at one time. And of course, the fire department came, and they took me out because I was having AFib. And poor Katie and Tam are standing there with a friend of mine that I had called, and they're taking me away. And they had never
Terrifying, I can imagine, for everybody. Terrifying for everyone.
Yes.
So how did the Scully Learning Center come in and help?
Well, how they came in and helped was they were there. I mean, all of the volunteers from Scully were there to make sure that, they got their clothes to go to the new, they were very lucky in the residence that they were sent to. And there was a lady who was able to take the 2 of them, and they didn't have to be separated. But friends from Scully, volunteers from Scully came over, got their clothes, their toys, all of the things that they,
needed,
even bedding, things that they wanted
them.
to make them feel good. And they came over, they took them to their dance program and things like that. They were wonderful.
Chris, I'll ask you, here's the mic back. Hearing what Mara's gone through and her family's gone through with all this, That is not a unique situation, unfortunately, right now.
It's not unique. There was a study by, I'm sorry, there
That's
was a
okay.
study.
We just want everyone to hear you. This is really a great.
There was a study by a woman named Maura Casey.
Mm-hmm.
She's with the First Place Global Leadership Institute, and she estimates there are about 1 million individuals nationwide that are waiting for services that may or may not ever come. There just are not funds or programs for them. So
what a huge number.
It's a lot. In Arizona alone, there are 159,000 individuals that live with aging caregivers or parents. And when their parents are unable to take care of them, they may not pass, but they may be in a position where they're unable to take care of them.
They can't care for themselves.
They can't take care of themselves. Our participants are a little lower functioning. When you go to like Safeway or something, and you'll see someone that has an intellectual disability, but they're bagging groceries or something. Our participants are not of that level. So they can't comprehend what may happen to them when their parents are no longer around. So the goal after this happened tomorrow was to raise funds to build a group home. We will take siblings, we will take people that can stay in their community. Our plan is to build a guest casita so that the parents can move onto the property for a short time to help transition their children. We don't want to just throw someone into a new environment. And
that's not easy
swim.
for anyone.
It's not. It's not easy for the parents. It's not easy for the participants.
Most of the people who are wanting to go into the program have known each other now for maybe 10 years or so. And the socialization will be wonderful compared to taking somebody and, God forbid, put it in some place like Willowbrook or, something like that. I mean, that's running out of homes. That's what happens.
Where are we in the stage then of building this home?
So we have an architect that designed the home and donated all of their services for that. We have raised a good chunk of money so far. We haven't purchased land and we haven't started construction on the home, but that is going to be happening in the very near future, we hope. It's because of fundraisers that we do and meeting different people in the community. And I will say the community has been great. Every event that we've had, someone comes up after the fact and was impressed and writes a sizable check, or they're just touched in some way. So our next event is at a restaurant called Stumbelina's in Cave Creek on Cave Creek Road. It will be Saturday, the 13th. We will have 2 services, one for lunch from 1 to 4, and dinner will be from 5 to 8. We'll have entertainment, we'll have a silent auction, and any, proceeds from ticket sales, the restaurant will donate back to the charity.
Wow, that's amazing.
As well as any drinks, any food, anything else they order.
How much are ticket sales? How do people get a...
So tickets are $50 per person. It's a sort of buffet of Mexican food. If you don't want to do that,
we want to stuff the shell so we can build a home. Exactly.
Thank you for that. Yes.
Yeah.
If they don't want to do the buffet, they can do just a meal, and that helps us as well. You can buy tickets on our website. They're $50 per person, and all the proceeds go back to the charity.
The mission, the dream you guys have is fantastic. It is so expensive to do all of the things you just said.
It's very expensive.
Very.
We're realizing that. And then, we started this in 2022, and as you know, post-COVID, everything gets more expensive every year. What our first initial budget is now almost doubled because costs of everything are more expensive.
And it's not just buying the land and building, but the permits and
the staffing.
There's a lot. Yeah. There's a lot that's going to go into this. Ideally, how many clients will then be housed at this home?
Our facility is between 8 and 12. Not a huge facility, but because they are a little lower functioning, they require a little bit more care.
Absolutely, and it's also just a part of the state that you're saying doesn't have a lot of the same access. So
correct.
Yeah,
absolutely.
How do people, if they can't go to this event, they're touched by this, they want to know more, they want to help out in some way, how do they get involved, get in touch with
They
you?
can go to our website. All of our contact information is there. They can become a monthly sponsor. A lot of the charities do that, $20 a month or $10 a month. Every $10 counts. Every $5 counts. It all goes to the greater cause. So they can do a one-time donation or a monthly donation on our website, or they can reach out and we will find a way to get them the information to send in some money.
Tell me a little bit about how you're doing, how the girls are doing now.
Okay, they're doing pretty well right now. They're in the summertime. It's kind of quiet, so there's nothing.
Not much you can do
No.
outdoors. Yeah.
No, we do have a pool, but they're just lucky ones,
Mhm.
But everything starts again, I think, in September, wouldn't you say? The dance but we do have Scully, and we do have our painting on Thursday, and they do love working with a regular artist in Cave Creek and Carefree are noted for come out and help. So it's really nice.
I was gonna say, even a bad artist in Cave Creek's an incredible artist.
Probably.
Right?
I'm going to have to
There's
agree
just
with that
something
one.
about Cave Creek artists.
Absolutely.
I will add, going, back probably on a tangent of nonsense, but we will accept any participants. If you go to our website and you have a family member that needs some enrichment activities, we will take any participants. We're always looking for volunteers. Anyone that can give a weekend here or there or once a month, we would happily take. We began a couple of endeavors to try and continue raising funds in addition to our fundraising as Stumblelinas. One would be a song that we recorded on our website.
How fun.
It tackles the conversation of homelessness. So if you download that on iTunes or however you may download your music, we get a proceed of those costs. We also had our participants make greeting cards.
Oh,
so we had an art
fantastic.
segment. One of our enrichment activities was sort of an art project, and we built greeting cards out of it. So you buy a box of 12 on our website or buy them on Stumblelinas.
What is that website again? We have people asking what your website is.
It is ScullyLearningCenter.com.
Okay, we'll make sure.
Scully?
Scully, SCULLY, LearningCenter.com.
We have 30 seconds. One more time, the fundraiser Saturday.
Fundraiser is Saturday, September 13th at Stumblelinas in Cave Creek, Arizona.
Great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah,
really
thank you.
wonderful.
This was great to learn
Yeah,
about.
we really appreciate it. It's such a wonderful organization and a wonderful cause.
And best of luck to your girls as
Thank
they
you.
It is a very nerve-wracking situation
Yeah.
to be in, to say,
What's next?
I'm 76 and I'm 6.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a
Thank you for sharing your story. We appreciate it. We'll put all that info on the website. Des and Ron are coming right back in, folks. We'll be right back. Great job,
Clear?
everyone.
Thank you all so much. Really appreciate it.
That was amazing.
Absolutely. Yes.
Thank you.
And my stomach didn't growl once.
You were wonderful. Thank you guys so much.
It was just so lovely of you having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. No, that was great.
Those are gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Thank you guys so much. Thank you again. Thank you. Yeah, we'll do more with you. I'll be in touch with everyone. Thank you. That was great. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it.
Good. Yourself?
Thank you, guys.
Is that your cup, Steve?
Oh my gosh. I've done this
Because I do
so
too.
many
I'm
times, and I don't think once I've remembered it. Not once.
I can't live without my cup, so I'm like,
Yes.
I get it. Yeah, Ron, I haven't even.
I know, look at me. Appreciate
Yeah.
the fridge.
Oh. Because we were way out in Chandler. I got back and then I had to do the promo with Carl, so I haven't even looked at your lineup. Sorry.
Well, we have sound from Dieringer in Court.
Okay.
We have
Freak.
The Well, everybody, welcome back to more of FTT. We're just having a great time today. This time around, it's Ron and Des, and I love the fact, Des, that map is still up there because it shows you, I don't see anybody in the 10s or 20s or 30s, but the current temps around the nation this morning. We probably, maybe tomorrow, we could have... maybe bring Crystal on. She had this fascinating segment today. Hi, everybody. Let me get all set here. She had this fascinating segment today. The question was, are we done with the 110s for good?
Ooh,
and she said, in the weather business, you can't make promises, but she said it really is looking like it. I mean, in the 10-day, the hottest we have is like at 105. What do you think?
Okay, that'd be great. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not going to complain about it, but today with the humidity, it has me just, it's gross. Ron, we were out at Tumbleweed Park, which is not gross, quite beautiful, actually, their new pickleball courts. But the second Tommy and I stepped out of the truck, it's like the immediately drip sweat kind of heat.
Right.
Yeah.
Which if we wanted that, we'd live in Houston.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Florida or New Orleans or someplace like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, we hope that is the lineup for the rest of the... I mean, last year we had so many 110s, it lasted to the first day of October. Mind-boggling. But this year we've had a real monsoon, and it just seems to have kind of settled Mother Nature down. We have all that moisture in the air that's sticking around. It is making it more humid, but hey, if we're done with the 110s, I'm good with it, right?
Me too.
Okay.
I'm with you.
Okay, so there is a story, and it seemed as though it was kind of a big story going into the weekend, and then it took a real twist because they made an arrest. We're talking about this guy. At first, we thought his name was Dieringer, kind of an Old West name, right? But he pronounces it Dieringer. His name is Matthew Dieringer. He was adamant. You're going to hear some of this here. He was adamant when he went before a judge to say, you guys have got this whole case against me wrong. It's a murder case, and it comes out of Scottsdale. And they say that officers say that they did a welfare check on a man in his 60s, a Mr. Carantana, because he didn't show up for work. Dieringer somehow managed to be staying at this guy's house, and according to the police report and the charges, they say he murdered this man in his 60s. So he went before a judge, and here's how that went.
I believe that you are being given wrong information about me entirely and my name. This proceeding was illegal, Your Honor.
Sir, that's why I appointed you an attorney. He or she can file whatever you think is necessary, and they agree with. Good luck, sir.
Thank you. Actually, I don't know if I should thank you or not, but God bless you and have God in your soul.
So a little bit of a preacher approach there. This guy,
whatever you call it.
Yeah. This guy, was given the judge advice, have God in your soul. The thing is, they say he's a killer, and a man who's in his 60s, who for the most part you would think is probably not very able to defend himself against a much younger man, died of blunt force trauma. And so as we follow this case, officers did that welfare check. The man's co-worker, 68th Street in McDowell. Actually, I think we may have some of that video as well. I'm going to roll the sound again, just so once we get through the sound, you can see some of the video of the scene.
I believe that you are being given wrong information about me entirely and my name. This proceeding was illegal, Your Honor.
Sir, that's why I appointed you an attorney. He or she can file whatever you think is necessary, and they agree with. Good luck, sir.
Thank you. Actually, I don't know if I should thank you or not, but God bless you and have God in your soul.
Okay, so there's the mugshot, which was strange. You could see with that gigantic Band-Aid on his forehead, and he's kind of sneering at the camera. But the image is coming in from kind of a nice part of Scottsdale, out there at about 68th Street and McDowell. Apparently, according to the reporting, they met at a homeless outreach program through Frank Cantara's church. And Dieringer gets arrested on Saturday. Somebody recognized him. Remember, we had the story on Friday. And that's where it sat going into the weekend. Well, now everything has changed, and he's also on probation for an unbelievable case of animal cruelty of dismembering his roommate's 2 dogs. He's going to be back in court this Friday on a probation violation. But this sounds like, if you live in those apartments right there, you're probably shaking your head this morning saying, I can't believe something this sinister happened right in my building.
And you're glad they caught him, because I think we had some information too at the end of last week that said he's very endearing and comes across as this normal guy. And
kind of manipulative.
Look at his mugshot. He's aside from this one where he's all kind of beat up, the original photo we were seeing, he looked very well put together.
Right.
So
yeah. And he was trying to stop the case right there, and the judge is like, look, pal, this is the way the system works. I'm not going to call you guilty or not guilty. These are the this is your initial appearance. These are the charges.
Right.
You get a lawyer, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so this other story, Des, that really had us just shaking our heads this morning. Saturday was such a nice day in the morning hours here in the Valley. You can imagine even how more beautiful it was up in the high country.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a story then that unfolds out of Yavapai County where a couple is out on a hiking trail. There's a dog. This other man and woman come by with a dog on Trail 261 at Granite Basin Lake. I'm going to have to look that up. And they stop and they start talking about the dog. And then the next thing you know, words are exchanged all of a sudden. And the male suspect hauls off and punches the guy. And I don't know if it's his wife or his girlfriend, but she tries to defend him. And the female suspect then starts attacking her, and then that's when the male suspect pulls out a handgun. I mean, this whole thing just degenerated in a matter of minutes. And when we were talking with the Yavapai County Sheriff's Office a little earlier this morning here on the streaming show, here's a little more about what they had to say.
We're out Saturday morning. You're going to go out for a nice hike. Beautiful area. Granite Basin is just awesome. It's just surrounded by pine trees. Nice big boulders. You're out there. You're going to have a nice stroll, a walk. There's plenty of people who are out there enjoying access to the public spaces. And then you come upon another couple who's out there, and they've got this big brown dog. And this dog is, kind of coming towards them. So they pause, stop, give some commands to the dog so that they don't want to get, bit or anything like that. And there's a small little verbal altercation that happens with the couple's dog and with the couple, and they basically exchange some words, and then the eventual victims in this case end up leaving and walking off to try and continue their hike and enjoy the rest of their morning. The dog turns around and comes back at them. After that happens, basically there's another confrontation. Commands are given to the dog to stop, and then the suspect, the male suspect, we describe him as basically, he's tall, thin, in his late 30s. He's got some stubble on his face. He begins to assault the male victim, basically gets in front of them and the dog and jumps on top of him, delivers strikes and blows to the victim. Very disturbing, events. And then as the victim's female friend was there, she tries to go and intervene. Same thing happens with the suspect, the female suspect, and she's described as long blonde hair, black shorts, and about in her late 30s. She intervenes as well, and she starts fighting with the victim, the female victim. So basically what we have here is a fight, an assault going on, and then a brandishing of a weapon. And so the male suspect pulls out a gun, ends up confronting the two victims, and the victims immediately leave the area, which is what we want them to do. So very concerning, just a despicable act that that occurred on the trails of beautiful Yavapai County.
You know, I just looked it up,
Wow.
Des. I mean, the whole story really is shocking.
I mean, that's very frightening because out on the trail, you don't have anywhere to run to for help. And you're
Right.
certainly not expecting to have this encounter when you're going out for a stroll.
So Granite Lake is out there, maybe, I'm looking here, maybe 10 miles to the west of Prescott Valley, maybe about 4 or 5 miles to the northwest of Prescott. And it sounds like the kind of hike that you would want to be on. So again, if you think you have any clues that could help, just contact the Yavapai County Sheriff's Office. How about one good news story?
Yeah, let's get to that one. We love
Okay.
we
Yeah.
love stories with a happy ending.
People are like, I don't watch the news because it's all bad news.
Yeah,
Not
well,
this time, not
stick
with this
around.
next story,
Stick
right?
around.
Here we go. This is such a great story indeed. Where, let's see, there was a man who was missing in Arizona
73.
for about 3 days. Yeah, man in his 70s, Mike Johnson. He has Parkinson's. Went out on an ATV in Heber. And when he didn't come home that night on the 27th of August, this is like 2 weeks ago, his family knew something was wrong. By day 2, they feared for his health. And there he is right there. Just looks like a lovable older fella, Mike Johnson. Anyway, thank goodness some guys were out hunting, and they spotted his vehicle, and they alerted authorities, and a helicopter crew got out there. This is beautiful wooded country where it's in that really rugged stretch south of Payson. I mean, that is some tough territory, but they got the chopper out. He was unresponsive on day 3, but they did. Look at that. There's the happy ending. Look at him, right? You can see he's still fighting back tears. But the whole community, it seems like, came together to basically try to support that family.
Oh, yeah. They said people that didn't even know him were out, helping and willing to join in on the search.
Look at that. That's got to be volunteers right there showing up.
And it's so tough. We know, we all have grandparents. We've all, seen somebody in our life age. But when I look at the story, 73 years old, he has Parkinson's.
Yeah.
I'm sure he probably doesn't want to give up going out and, experiencing the fun on his all-terrain vehicle. But maybe that is something, he doesn't do again. You don't want to go out by yourself.
For sure. All right, so we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with more good news, hopefully.
Yeah, lots of good news.
After this. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Mystery Cam. That's right. We are ready to take your guesses. Look, there's just one little fisherman going out on his little old boat right now to see what he can catch in that great big lake. And you guys, we have a lot of our regulars and some of our newer chatters as well, including Lonely Road Traveler.
Mm-hmm.
Who I love, Lonely Road Traveler.
Arizona Blondie looks good.
Yeah. Lonely Road Traveler said, this chat could solve world peace if given the opportunity. That's so great. Okay, where do you guys think this is? Low Philosophy is giving it a Minnesota.
I like that guess.
Linda is saying Louisiana. Jen's Wall is like, hey, I'm just here as an observer.
Oh, look at that. We got a friend on the camera.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay, so Des, what are you going to go with? It looks colder than Louisiana.
It does look cold.
And I was just up in Minnesota. I could see it being like a Minnesota because it does look a little chillier. What do you think?
Sure, I like that. We don't have many guesses. I'll go with Little Philosophy. I think they've been right before.
So when I first saw this, I thought, oh, that really is beautiful. And then when I lived up in Spokane, which we were right across the state line from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and all of a sudden we didn't have there was no kind of a dock like that, but there's a nice beach right where the camera is. You can't see it. And when I was DJing, it was like the hangout that everybody would go to back in the 70s. So it's much fancier now. I'm going to go that it's Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Here we go.
All right. That's a very specific guess.
Yeah.
And it is.
See.
Go
Coeur
with
d'Alene, Idaho.
Go with the Hooner.
Okay. Let's go back and look one more time. Yes. Yeah, I've known people who dream of being able to build a little cabin on that lake someday, and it is really beautiful. I wish they would move that camera around because it's pretty close to where they have that famous floating 17th hole green.
Oh.
There's a golf course right up against the lake, and the 17th hole, the green floats out there in the lake.
Really? How are you supposed to go get the ball?
I think they have a little. There's like a little bridge.
Oh, okay.
So you can go out there and
and go grab it.
See if you can make it. But
that's
plenty
cool.
of balls go right in the lake. I'm sure.
I bet. Yeah. Right. Patricia goes. That might be our next vacay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, you would love it. You could fly into Spokane.
You'll have to give her all the go-to restaurants. Too.
Pardon?
The go-to restaurants.
Yes, right. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I have a buddy who drives for Uber and Lyft in Spokane, and his favorite thing is to pick up people from that resort right there. I think it's just called the Coeur d'Alene Resort because it's so far away to Spokane. It's like 35 miles.
Oh, so is he one of those chatty drivers?
No, but he just likes the money. Actually, he is
likes the
super
money.
chatty.
Yeah, that's it.
But that's the longest. That's like a 35-mile ride to get to the Spokane airport.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to make a buck or two, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You're not just picking somebody up.
I thought you were going to say because he likes hearing the stories that people have to tell him on the drive or something.
Believe me, he is so into politics he could talk your ear off.
Oh,
yeah. Anyway, okay. Question for you this morning, Des, because it came up this morning. I'm fascinated by it. Look, we're all working as hard as we can. You more than most, Des, because when you're done with your day, when I'm done with my day, I'm dreaming of a nap or maybe getting a workout, and you are headed home to take care of your 4 babies.
Yeah. The work never stops.
Yeah.
I daydream of a nap and what that would be like.
Right? Okay. So the story goes like this. Why are we so stressed out anymore with the simple decisions? When you are fatigued, they say the mental energy isn't there that, before you got yourself so busy, there's stuff going on in your brain, in the background chatter of your brain that you might not even be aware of, that you have a fear of regret or making the wrong decision, anxiety about if you make the wrong decision, where will it lead, stress overall. There you are. She's on IFB 3.
Yeah, Glenn. I'm also doing the noon, you guys, so we got mic'd up.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so we have to
ready for
keep it moving.
Noon, too.
Anyway, they say it's been happening more and more because we are so stressed out. This even applies, they say, to the grocery store when you're going down the aisle at the grocery store.
Yeah.
You can relate?
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding, Ron? First of all, I can't step foot into the grocery store without a list.
Oh,
because
good. Yes,
there are 2 trillion things running through my mind at all times.
Okay.
But yeah, if I don't have a list, I just forget. And I might see stuff along the way and I'm like, oh wait, I know we're out of that. I know we're out of this, which is why I never send my husband to the grocery store because he will get exactly what's on the list.
Oh,
and
my
I'm like,
gosh,
we were
yes.
out of, whatever too. And he was like, well, it wasn't on the list.
I know, right?
But yeah, those simple things. I'm like, nope, need a
believe
list.
me. All guys are well trained by their wives. You have to stick to
shop
the list. It has to be very specific, right? I mean, if it's a detergent, it has to be this kind of detergent.
Yeah.
With that type of scent.
Well, of course.
It has to be, is it a dish detergent or is it a dishwashing detergent or is it a laundry detergent?
Simple decisions.
Believe
but...
me, you want to talk stress. That's the guy trying to go through the list.
What do you stress about? Are you stressing over the simple things?
I don't want to.
What is it for you?
Well, this whole grocery store situation does stress me out. But here's what I do. Thank goodness for cell phones. I bet I call Renee if I'm going through on a list. I bet I call 2 or 3 times because she'll be like in parentheses, the pink bottle, not the blue bottle. And I'll get there and the only bottle they have is green. And I'm like, oh, what am I supposed to do? So I make a phone call. You got to tell me David calls you, right?
I'm laughing because sometimes he'll go and I'm like, I swear if you call me one more time,
if he says
just
you call.
figure it out. Because I'm like, I'm like, I sent you so I can do X, Y, and Z over here. Like, handle it.
Correct.
That is funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the mental load, right? Our just when you're thinking about so many things, doing so many things, it's like your mental capacity at some point, it's like, I tap out.
Okay, by the way, Jared of Sonora says this is a classic man type story. And let's see, Isabella is saying my dad gets in trouble when he doesn't stick to the list, so mom does the grocery shopping.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, it definitely is a little easier for me to just do the grocery shopping.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, congrats to your Buffalo Bills. One of the most exciting games literally in years.
Are we talking about how it made NFL history?
41-40?
Yeah, that score. Man.
There's never been a score like that?
No.
Wow.
I forgot. I was watching some sports reporter said it was I forget what they called it, but there's like a term for it.
Yeah.
That score has never been seen in NFL history.
Right. There is a phrase for it.
And I'm forgetting because it sounded like he made it up.
Yeah.
But he goes, no, this really is the term for it. I'll have to look it up.
I saw that they were saying that Baltimore was up, because I didn't stay up for the end of the game, that Baltimore was up 15 points with 3.5 minutes left.
Yeah.
And they just collapsed.
Yeah. I mean, well, Josh Allen is the reigning MVP for a reason.
He's the GOAT. Right now, he is the GOAT.
But I will say Buffalo Bills fans were like, okay, we can stop winning in this fashion. Like, let's just get a lead here, hang on to the lead, and, go off with our win. But man, what a game.
Des, let me just ask you, being a New Yorker, by the way, when you come from Buffalo, you consider yourself a different kind of New Yorker than the people who are from New York City.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like substantially different?
Yeah, we're very different.
In what ways?
Upstate, downstate.
Yes.
We're just, I mean, first of all, those parts of the states are so far apart from each other.
Sure. They might as well be different states.
Yeah. I don't know. We're just.
Are you more laid back?
We're definitely more laid back. We're more friendly, right? Because that's the other thing. People in New York City, you know, they don't speak to each other. Yeah, it's just definitely a tighter knit community being from like upstate and Buffalo in particular.
Well, the new list is out of the happiest states in America.
Oh.
I love lists like this. And by the way, the scores came on things like your emotional and physical well-being.
Okay.
Your environment at work.
Oh, that has a lot
and
to do with
your
it.
community rank overall, your community environmental rank. You know, is it the kind of place you like spending time outdoors? Is it a community that has a lot of whatever you want? Restaurants, coffee shops, gyms, whatever, parks, those kinds of things. Where would you guess New York State came in on this list, Des?
Oh.
Being a New Yorker.
Did we probably didn't even make the list, did we?
No, well, you had to.
Oh,
'cause
everybody
it's all
had
50.
to. I'm going to say probably not the top 10.
Okay. Do you want to pick a number?
Okay, it came in at 15.
She's amazing. 16 is the number.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so let's just see. New York came in at 16, and you're number 5 in the country on emotional and physical well-being. That's interesting, right?
Oh, that is, that is
Well, if you're
interesting.
living in New York City, there are a billion things to do.
Right.
And
And
if
you'd
you're
be super fit. I mean,
Yeah.
you're taking how many steps a day? So I
that's a
can see
really
the
good
physical.
point. Let me show you. I believe we have some graphics here. If you are
But the
ready
big
for
complaint about New Yorkers,
Mhm.
well, especially like Buffalo, you'd get a lot of people that seemed like they were sad because we don't see the sun as
Oh,
often
yeah,
as you
right.
do here. So really, like, everyone I knew, like, you'd have to take extra like vitamin D
Ooh,
because we
you're
don't
missing the
get
sun.
enough sun.
That's why you're doing so well
so I'm
here.
glad we did a little
Top
better on our
10.
list.
Here we go. Ready? Idaho is 10. Life in the Great Outdoors. Massachusetts is 9. New Hampshire is 8. Cali is 7. Here is number 6. Hold on, you guys. I was just getting ready to punch. So graphics, I'm on my list here. Let me just see what I got. I'm looking for graphics 2. Let's see what pops up here. Oh, yes, there it is.
Wait.
Oh, wait, no.
Oh, my God.
Okay, there, here.
I am laughing
graphics,
at the chat right
yeah,
now.
look at this. Do you know where that is?
No.
I'll give you a hint because
Oh,
remember
wait,
I was
yes,
just talking
I do.
about it?
Yes, I do. 'Cause-
Where?
Well, you told me.
Where?
It's Utah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a Park City
'Cause you were
ski
just
jump
there.
team.
Yeah, you showed me this video.
If you can look beyond the jumpers, the city of Park City up there in the mountains is really beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So way to go, Utah. You're number 6, and by the way, ranking number 1 in overall for the community, feeling like you're kind of connected to the community, and the work satisfaction in the workplace. So way to go, Utah. The rest goes like this. 5 is Connecticut. 4 is New Jersey.
Really?
That one surprised
That
me,
one
but there they
surprises
are.
me.
Number 3 is Nebraska.
Oh.
When I went to a football game there, the
little
Huskies
chilly.
played Nebraska. It was a chilly day. I went with my dad, and they were the friendliest people. Seriously, I've been everywhere for a college football game. The people of Nebraska were so friendly, and sure enough, they rank in the top 10 in all 3 categories.
Wow.
Number 2 is Maryland, and number 1, shocker here, is Hawaii.
I'm surprised by that.
Well, we got to bring Bella
Isn't
on.
it like a gallon of milk in Hawaii, like $10?
Yeah.
Like, I'm dying over the chat right now. You guys are hilarious today. Lonely road traveler. Hawaii is the happiest state. Yeah, until you see your rent is $3,000 for a closet with a gecko as a roommate.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Well, I guess we got to wrap it up, Des.
All right, I'm gonna go do the noon. We'll see you on the tube.
Bye.